The legend of the golden goose who was actually a sitting duck. So, let's talk about my older brother, Brandon. Brandon is, well, he's a visionary. At least that's what he told me when I was 7 years old. We grew up in a small town in Ohio, the kind of place where your reputation is basically your currency. If you're the star quarterback, you're gold. If you're the kid who ate a worm in 3rd grade, you're wormy until you're 50. Anyway, when I started 2nd grade, Brandon sat me down with this look of absolute gravity. He told me, listen, kid, you've got a gift. You're the janitor. Now, to a 7-year-old, the janitor sounded powerful. I didn't think about mops or buckets. I thought about the guy who cleans up, the guy who fixes the mess, the guy who has the keys to every door in the building. I looked at Brandon and I was like, really? I'm the janitor? And he nods, totally deadpan, and says, yeah, man, you're the one who sweeps through and leaves everyone speechless. I leaned into it hard. For the next 10 years, I wasn't just Justin. I was Justin the janitor Miller. I started wearing these tan jumpsuits to school. I thought it was a workwear aesthetic. I thought I looked like a blue-collar hero. I'd walk into the cafeteria, and I'd literally make a sweeping motion with my arms and whisper, time to clean up. My teachers were confused. My guidance counselor asked me if I felt marginalized. I told her, no, I feel essential. I even wrote my college entrance essay, I kid you not, on the philosophy of the sweep. I talked about how life is messy, and society needs a janitor to maintain the order of the soul. I thought it was deep. I thought I was the next Hemingway. By senior year, I was a local celebrity, or so I thought. People would see me coming and start pointing and laughing, and I'd just tip my hat, which was a literal navy blue service cap, and think, yeah, they love the brand. I even got a tattoo on my shoulder. A small stylized broom with the words, always tidy, underneath it. The breaking point happened at our senior bonfire. This was the big event. Everyone was there. I was wearing my best khaki coveralls, feeling like the king of the world. I walked up to a group of girls, including my crush, Sarah. I did my signature move. I took a literal handbrush out of my back pocket and lightly brushed some dust off a log before I sat down. I looked at Sarah and said, don't worry, the janitor's got it under control. Sarah didn't swoon. She didn't giggle. She looked like she was about to have a medical emergency from holding back a scream. She looked at me and said, Justin, please tell me you know what that means. I was like, what? Being a janitor? It's about excellence, Sarah. It's about the silent work that keeps the world turning. She took a deep breath. Justin, Brandon told everyone in town, and I mean everyone, that he called you the janitor because you're always picking up his trash. As in, you're the guy who follows him around and tries to date the girls who rejected him. You're the cleanup crew for his leftovers. It's been a joke since you were 7. The whole town thinks you're a professional rebound. I sat there, in my coveralls, with my broom tattoo, feeling the heat of the bonfire and the cold realization that my entire identity was a prank designed by a bored teenager a decade ago. I looked over at Brandon, who was across the fire, holding a beer and literally saluting me with a mop bucket-sized grin on his face. I didn't clean up that night. I just swept myself out of the party. Moral of the story? If your nickname sounds too good to be true, ask someone who isn't related to you what it actually means. Or, don't buy a jumpsuit.